at what we've done so far, not just the beautiful work of the student display on the wall, but also to see the mistake they've made, how they have gone through the process, and that is the icing on the cake for me. Because when they're doing all this, they've made so many inroads into our learner profile. Working together, caring, balanced, and they combine all this together. Skill of communication, and that is what we have as a final product this morning. I'm not going to say much because they are ready. Are you guys ready?
Yes.
Seriously?
Yes.
Okay, the floor is open. Good luck to you.
Welcome to our celebration of learning. Today, we'll take you on a journey through the amazing lives of animals, from eggs to adults, deserts to rainforests, and how nature helps them grow, survive, and thrive.
Continuing from what Intisa said, our transdisciplinary theme is sharing the planet, though our main focus is on animal life cycles. Please enjoy.
Our central idea is all animals have life cycles which can be influenced by their environment. Our lines of inquiry are the phases in the life cycles of animals, similarities and differences between animals in different animal species, environmental factors influence life cycle and growth, and how animals care for their young ones.
Our learner profiles are knowledgeable, risk takers, and carers. Our ATL skills are research skills and self-management skills. Our specified concepts are form, responsibility, change, and connection. Examples of animal life cycles. First, we need to know that every animal, everyone and everything has a life cycle. Starting from an egg or starting from birth, going to its afterlife. Let me paint a picture for you. For example, a lion. It starts from a newborn, which is called a cub. Then, it gains stronger and is able to run, walk, and play. Then, it reaches teenagehood where it's more mature. After that, it enters adulthood where it can reproduce itself. And then after that, it ends its life. What is a life cycle? A life cycle is a stage that starts from an egg to an adult. But for we humans, we start from babies to adults. For example, a butterfly. A mommy butterfly lays her egg under a leaf for protection. Then the eggs hatch into a caterpillar, and the caterpillar eats lots of leaves. Then after that, it forms into a cocoon, and a beautiful butterfly comes out of that cocoon. That's a butterfly's life cycle.
Environmental factors that influence life cycles and growth. Environmental factors influence life cycles and growth, starting from weather to feeding to reproduction and many more. Examples are humidity, weather, and many more. Weather. If an animal is living in a cold place, the life cycle will be cut short, or the animal won't proceed to the next stage of its life cycle.
The importance of each stage of a life cycle. Haven't you ever seen many colorful insects, like for example butterflies? Well, these show the importance of each life cycle. Each life cycle has their own starting and ending. For example, there's some that goes through metamorphosis, and they start from eggs, and then they grow, and eventually they come into another creature that looks completely different from the start, while some others don't go through metamorphosis. So they look like they're young versions. For example, us humans, we look the same as our baby versions. While for some insects, they don't look the same as their baby versions. And these show how important the life cycles are and how diverse they are.
Now, let's speak more onto metamorphosis. Before I go into that, does anyone have an idea of what metamorphosis could be? Audience?
I think metamorphosis is the change of the look of an animal from its early stage into adulthood.
Correct. Metamorphosis is when an animal from its egg goes through series of stages, giving it its final results. There's complete metamorphosis and incomplete metamorphosis. Example, an insect that has a complete metamorphosis is a butterfly. The butterfly starts from its eggs, which is starts under the leaf, and then it goes through its larva form, that's the caterpillar. Then it enters and then it tucks in and turns into the chrysalis, and then finally it emerges out as the beautiful butterfly it is. An incomplete metamorphosis is when you get the eggs, but when they hatch, they just look like their parents, which is nymphs. Nymphs are just like their parents, just a little weaker. A example is a grasshopper. A grasshopper starts from its early egg stage and then hatches into a nymph. It grows stronger and turns into a grasshopper. Also, a strange coincidence happened in our class when we saw the actual life cycle of a butterfly. It was in its chrysalis stage and we were able to see it emerge into the butterfly. Another thing is that the butterfly, when it comes out from its cocoon, it will be too weak to fly, so you should just give it a few minutes. The picture of the butterfly is on the board. So this is when we saw the butterfly emerging from its cocoon. As you can see, the butterfly is too weak to fly and will fly eventually.
Why all animals, including humans, go through life cycles? All animals, including humans, go through life cycles, which is how living things grow and change over time. All creatures start life as a baby or an egg. While learning new things, they grow and grow until adulthood. But if an animal or a human don't have any life cycles, that means they don't exist.
Real-world examples. Breaking news. Ice caps in Antarctica are collapsing due to global warming. And these are affecting some animals in Antarctica, and there's also some animals in Africa that are being affected by human hunting. First, the animals that are affected by human hunting are rhinos. Rhinos are commonly hunted for their horns, and that's causing a late possibility of extinction. Another number two. In Antarctica, there are two animals, but out of them, I'm going to mention one of them in a sec, but I'm going to say the first one. A polar bear. Polar bears are suffering due to the polar ice caps collapsing due to global warming. And also, it's causing a threat to major cities around the coast that might get flooded. Penguins. Penguins are also suffering the same fate as polar bears, and it's also posing the same threat to major cities as the same as polar bears.
Comparing animals that care for their babies versus those that don't. Everybody thinks all animals care for their babies, but there's one I know that doesn't. A sea turtle. The mother of the sea turtle lays the eggs and leaves it alone. When the sea turtle hatches, it goes inside the sea, not knowing that the sea is polluted, or the bird may take it as a prey and take it to its nest. A lion. The mother of the lion takes care for the cub by teaching it how to survive and hunt in the wild. Also, us human beings teach our children even when we grow older.
In our unit, we connected mathematical inquiry to life cycle. We made a T-chart and a Venn diagram comparing two animal life cycles. I compared a dog and a wolf. I found out that when a dog is born, it is blind, deaf, and dependent of itself. That goes for the same thing as a wolf. And when a dog is in its juvenile stage, it gets its survival skills. That means that a dog gets its survival skills before a wolf.
In PE Inquiry, we discussed about some animals that can play, that do sports. After we learned from what we discussed about, and then we wrote it out. As you can see here, the animals that I chose were horse, dog, and pigeon, and I drew them out. Next, in the middle, I wrote what sport they play. The sports that a horse plays are horseback riding, racing, and polo. The sports that a dog plays is dog sledging, agility, and obedience. The sports that pigeons play are pigeon racing. And we also wrote about how to take care of them. We wrote about how to feed them, how to groom them, how for their training, how to exercise, and for their health.
Fun fact about animal life cycle. Do you know that a platypus is a mammal that lays eggs? A ostrich. An ostrich has the largest laid egg by any bird. A whale. A whale and a bat are mammals. Some species of whales are not mammals, but all species of bats are mammals.
Now I'll be taking you on a journey through the life cycles of reptiles. Introduction to reptiles. Reptiles are cold-blooded vertebrates with dry, scaly skins. They breathe through lungs and lay eggs on land. Common reptiles include snakes, lizards, turtles, and crocodiles. They live in a variety of habits from deserts to rainforests. Egg development and action. Many reptiles like snakes and turtles lay eggs that rely on external heat sources for incubation. The temperature during the period can even determine the sex of certain species, such as crocodiles and some animals. Growth and molting. Unlike animals, reptiles continue growing throughout their lives, shedding their skins in the process called molting. Snakes, for example, shed their entire outer layer in one piece, while lizards may shed in patches. This process helps remove parasites and allow for proper growth. Life cycles. Most reptiles lay eggs, though some give birth to live young. Eggs are laid on land and hatch into miniature versions of adults. Parental care is rare, except in crocodiles. Reptiles' babies are independent from birds. Reptile reproduction. Reptiles reproduce sexually from internal fertilization. Most lay eggs on land, though some give live birth. Eggs may have hairy shells to protect them from drying out. Reproductive strategies. While most reptiles lay eggs, some species like certain snakes and lizards give birth to live young. A few remarkable reptiles such as Komodo dragon can reproduce without a mate through parthenogenesis. This adaptation helps reptiles thrive in various environments.
Now, we have a drama to present to you on our third line of inquiry. But before we start, I want to give credit to our scriptwriter, Nayel Mbanjo. Sit back and enjoy.
Breaking news. The environment is no longer a background issue. Climate change is accelerating. Children are born in polluted cities. Diseases are linked to water, air and soil are on the rise. The question is, how will this affect every stage of a human? To answer that question, I'll be calling Dr. Ray to speak on environmental factors influence life cycle and growth in animals.
Hello everyone. I want to tell you that environmental factors are increasing in our planet. Look at the trees. Birds are being rushed to lay their eggs. That gives the eggs a shorter amount of time for their life cycles. Deforestation. People are cutting down trees. We have to stop our bad human actions now. Do you agree with me?
Yes.
Why is the air polluted today?
What did you say?
Why is the air polluted today?
I don't know.
My mother says we can't go outside because of how polluted the air is. And my brother has asthma. I miss the green trees. I drew one in school, but I've never seen a real forest before.
Now I get what I see. I'm not too young to care. We have inherited a planet already boring. Animals need a place to live and grow. We are not too young to. I won't wait, bro, till I speak up. We strike, we protest, we plant trees, but we still have hope.
Coming back from the market, I'm so tired. And I didn't have anything, so empty. I didn't buy food to cook, and I need to feed my children clean food. This is the only money I had left with me, and it's not even enough to buy what I want. Our local river is dry, prices rise every drought. We need leaders who protect water like how they protect builders. I'm not a mother, I'm a citizen, and I demand change. As UN representative, we hear you. I've heard from online and social media that prices have been rising. But now when I see it in my own eyes, I see why people demand change. With the Sustainable Development Plan, we have the superior ability to enhance the clean air and clean water and clean food. If we we don't fight for politics, we fight for people, but we cannot do this alone.
I was born the year 2100. Because of your actions, I know rain that is clean and trees that grow. Or, if you fail, I'd breathe recycled air underground. It's not only me that's getting affected, but other animals too. Birds used to play in the lovely green trees, but now you hardly see them. Foxes and bunnies used to play in the burrows, but you can't even look at them the same way before. You decide. The future isn't written, it's chosen.
I want to grow up healthy.
I want a place where animals can live.
I want facts to guide action.
I want justice and clean food. I want peace and a protected planet.
I want to exist.
And now, the world watches. The earth is in our hands. The question is, will you act or wait?
Thank you.
Thank you. This is the end of our celebration of learning.
Yes. And also the problem if we are not careful. So well done, grade 4. You are ready to move to grade 5. Are you ready?
Yes.
Are you ready?
Yes.
I can't hear that. Are you ready? Yes. So well done, okay? So I guess let's celebrate them first before we start giving answer questions. So we can use some words, express, say something. Let's celebrate them.
I really like the effort you put into this. That you talked about the different stages of animals, and there are a lot of things that sometimes other people will not know. I really like your efforts. Thank you.
Very brilliant. I really enjoyed every bit of it. I was also educated. So I just want to recommend, I don't know if beyond the class dojo and the website, if you can go on YouTube, we can share. I think this is like very knowledgeable, so I would appreciate that.
Okay. My turn now?
Yes.
Wonderful. I apologize, I came 1 minute late. Because of traffic. So the children, you have done very well. I like the confidence that you're showing. When you're speaking, you're very articulate. You're able to express your ideas very clearly. When I was your age, I could not stand in front of people and speak. So that shows that your generation is there. What is the name of this generation?
Generation
Alpha. You guys have done them very, very well. So the dance also is the best. I wish the music was a little bit louder. We too would have joined in. Well done.
Thank you very much. Okay, so grade 6, do you want to say something? Celebrate. This is
I feel like you guys are really good the way you organized your celebration of learning. You seem to be very knowledgeable about the topic, and I like that you're really active in everything that you present. Well done.
Celebrate the script writing,
Yeah.
the creativity and the drama and the knowledge and the acting skills. Looking forward to a really good primary production next year. So, Rory.
I enjoyed the part that you showed your inquirers and you try to find out information again to make use of the environment. The fact that you caught a butterfly in the process of producing the bigger one, that shows you don't just make use of the room, but the environment around you, which is a very good thing in inquiry-based learning. Well done, guys. You all did good.
Thank you.
We have some questions to see if you are all listening.
First. Oh gosh, is that the time? I haven't done anything.
What is an incomplete metamorphosis?
When the cycle is not complete.
Anyone else?
Metamorphosis is when the metamorphosis is not
Complete. Complete metamorphosis.
Offspring look exactly like the parent. After, you know,
when it goes through all the stages from egg to
Yes,
to
correct.
adult, all the stages.
Correct.
What is the life cycle of a butterfly? Egg to larva to nymph and to adult.
Egg to larva to chrysalis to a complete. Correct. One environmental factor that affects an animal. Why?
The reason why, well, I'm not so sure, but
What's temperature? She's talking
I
about
think
what's temperature.
when it's cold, the animal does not produce the way it would when the temperatures are higher. So it depends on which one it favors. If it favors the cold weather, then it does well during the winter or during the cold temperatures. But if it does well during hot weathers, then it does well when the temperatures are higher.
Why?
Because of in Antarctica, the icebergs are melting and it's affecting penguins, polar bears, and other animals.
Ifemi said that a platypus is a mammal but also lays eggs. If it lays eggs, then why is it a mammal?
You want to answer?
A mammal is any living thing that has hair. Okay, so platypus is basically a mix of a beacon and a duck. And that's why it gives it its shape. So people wonder why is it a mammal, but a mammal is considered as anything that has hair on its body.
The backbone. So that is another reason why it's a mammal.
Mammals have four platypus as well.
Favourite thing to learn about in this unit?
My favorite thing to learn about this unit was about the vertebrates and invertebrates.
Vertebrates and what's yours?
My favorite part was when we learned about a complete metamorphosis and incomplete metamorphosis. One of my favorite parts was the part where I enjoyed most was when we got to learn about the 5 classes of animals.
My favorite part was when we got to learn the life cycle of a butterfly.
My favorite part was when we got to learn about the environmental factors.
My favorite part was when I got to learn the life cycles of my 3 favorite animals, wolf, dog, and shark.
My favorite part was when we went on a field trip and we saw the butterfly changing from a pupa to adult butterfly.
Very good. You can see they are ready.